your host, ROMEY. We're going to be talking about today, came across this story that I saw before I was getting ready in the morning. I have a day job I'm getting ready for. I'm doing some cleaning up. And I came across this story, Candace Owens. She's on the Tucker Carlson show. Not a big fan of Tucker. I think his views are a little bit out there sometimes. Actually, most of the time. But he interviewed Candace Owens, and she talks about how Al Sharpton's hypocrisy. He's been lying to Black America the entire time. If you remember the campaign, he was front and center. Like, we got to get Donald Trump out of there. Like, so he was basically rallying up Black America just to go get him. And the man still got 74 million votes. That just tells you. It was like, I don't know. And he got, it's crazy. We'll get into that. That's another topic, another video for another day. But this one they talk, the thing I like about Candace Owens is her ability to take your faults, your imperfections, peel it back, and then show them to you. And then just so you can see what it is that you're doing wrong. Only a few people could do that. She's good at that. So we're going to go into this one. This is a video. We're going to look at it. And then we're going to see what they're talking about here. So, and like I said before, Democrats have been lying for years. I think that the whole thing with Democrats is that they're too busy to want to give, but they don't make people earn for what they got. It's always like they want to give, and that's why you got so much poverty in the inner cities. That's how come you got so many people on welfare. You got so many people not graduating, finishing high school, just getting by. You're not encouraging people to get out there to do stuff. You're not encouraging people to go out there and work for it. But that's just one of my thoughts on just Democrats. But let's get into this video real quick. And we'll get a commentary. I might cut in and out here and there if I see something or hear something that might be relevant. But if not, we'll go ahead and look at it. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Tucker and his interview with Candace. Let's check this out.
Well, Joe Biden has certainly alienated a lot of the United States. In fact, his popularity has collapsed in every single demographic group that pollsters track, except college-educated women, where he's more popular. Kind of weird. But Biden is down more than 20% among black voters. No one in the Biden administration seems aware this is happening. Here's Pete Buttigieg, for example, shocked to learn it.
You do realize, Pete, a lot of black people feel like Democrats have kept no promises since they've been in office.
Really?
Yes. Reverend Allen said that a million times.
Remember that scene in Animal House when they go to the roadhouse late at night? One frat boy goes, "Otis, he loves us."
Well, let's just stop it right there. To be honest with you, they haven't kept any promises. I mean, what have they done? This Build Back Better program? I was all figuring out, well, why they keep stopping it? Why do they want to move forward on it? And then they got the one Democrat in, where is he? It's not West Virginia. I forgot what state he's in. He's basically a Democrat in a Republican state, but I think he was right. That Build Back Better plan just seemed like it was just a lot of money just being thrown at pretty much every disadvantaged thing in the country. I know there were some good things about it, but yeah, that Build Back Better thing was, if you take it back and look at it as a whole, the bill, I think they were right. If I that, because the Build Back Better just would have caused more problems than it is right now. And just to think, we got this war going on, would have made things worse. So, yeah, they haven't kept any promises. And he's going into his second year. Then you're going into the midterms. And like I said, you got people out there that's just, it's looking more and more like Biden is maybe just a one-term president if he doesn't turn around for the next year. I mean, this third year for him is crucial. Let's get back into it.
That's the mind of the white liberals. Black people love us. They really think that. It's hilarious. Obviously, no one in the administration is watching the Reverend Al on MSNBC. Here's Sharpton just yesterday. Watch this.
They're losing people of color because they really don't get the people of color's life. If you are living in a city, in a neighborhood that is inundated with crime, and you act like that is not an issue, you've already lost me. That is an issue. Yes, we must deal with policing. I've been out front of that. But you cannot ignore when 12-year-old kids who's somebody's niece and neighbor is killed, and you act like that's a non-issue because you're too elitist to live on the ground. Many parts of this country, we need gas to go to work. These beltway elitists, these limousine liberals here in New York, don't live in the real world.
Oh, so it turns out black people actually don't like being shot to death. Oh, thanks, Reverend Al. Actually telling the truth for once. Candace.
You know, I'm tired of people talking about, they say we don't live in it, people don't live in the real world. Of course they don't live in the damn real world because they're millionaires. They live where they live for a reason because they earned the right to live there. They bust their ass and they got to that particular point. It's what I strive to be. You know, people talking about the real world. I understand that there's a top 5% of the people that make all the money, millionaires or whatnot. They got there for a reason. But, you know, and with the gas and stuff like that, you know, if things happen, you know, I just think we as people need to do a better job of adjusting, do a better job of putting ourselves in better situations, doing better jobs of, okay, so if I'm living in an area and it's high crime, why do I want to continue to stay there? Okay, so what you gonna do about it? Okay, so you don't make enough money. If you're married, what you do is you sit down with your wife or your husband and say, look here, we can't live here. Okay, it's high crime. What are we gonna do? Okay, so we're gonna go to this neighborhood and we're gonna go over there. We're gonna live. I know the rent may be a little high, things may be a little expensive, but we're giving ourselves a better quality of life. We're giving our kids a better chance, a better quality of life and education, also making sure that our family is safe. I just think at the end of the day, people need to hold themselves accountable. Families, parents need to hold themselves accountable. You can't be expecting the government every single time to give you stuff. They're not there for that reason. Let's get back into the thing.
Owens is the founder of Blexit. She's been saying something nice for a long time. Has been attacked for it. She joins us tonight. This, you know, you don't want to overinterpret Al Sharpton on MSNBC, but he's been a pretty faithful water carrier for whatever Democratic administration's in power. This seems a little weird that he's saying this.
Certainly, and there's a lot going on here. First and foremost, Pete Buttigieg acting shocked. I completely disregard him all the time. He took a longer maternity leave than I did. I don't take him seriously at all. But Al Sharpton's interesting, and you're correct that we shouldn't misinterpret what he's doing here because he wants us to believe that he's telling the truth, but in reality, what he's trying to do is save whatever clout he has left in Black America. This is actually a signal. It should be a marker for us for how bad things have gotten in Black America, right? Because Al Sharpton used to go around and he lies full time to Black America about their circumstances. Even when he says, oh, out of touch the way Black Americans are living. You too, Al Sharpton. Yeah, you live in a $2.1 million penthouse in the Upper East Side, and that's just one of your homes. You have an over $3 million tax lien last I checked, and you have to be making a ton of money to have a $3 million tax lien. Let's just be very clear on that, right? So he has no idea how Black Americans are living either. But what he's realizing right now is that Black Americans for a long time have followed his lies. They believed his lies. They kept believing that Democrats would make their lives better. Well, suddenly you're looking around and they're saying, okay, things are actually so devastatingly bad in our community that we will no longer buy the lie that voting for a Democrat is going to make things better. And we have just watched, we listened to you, we voted for Biden and Kamala, and things have gotten not even progressively worse, embarrassingly worse. I did not even predict that it would get this bad this quickly for Black America. So what he's doing is he's saving his own skin, right? So now he's trying to play the, oh, well, I'm now going to be the peacemaker, the communicator of how Black Americans are feeling. And so we shouldn't misinterpret it. Yes, he is telling the truth, but his motives behind telling the truth is really just to save Al Sharpton's own skin so he can purchase another penthouse. I mean, the only person that I know that has a bigger real estate empire than Al Sharpton is perhaps Black Lives Matter leaders.
But can I just ask you, a lot of the people who lecture us from some high moral pedestal don't pay their taxes, I've noticed. How do you wander around free with a $3 million tax debt? I mean, the rest of us kind of pay our taxes because we're afraid not to. Like, how does he get away with that?
Right. He votes Democrat. That's it. I mean, it's pretty simple. If you vote Democrat, you're never held responsible for anything. How is Hunter Biden not in prison based on what's been put in his laptop? I mean, could any other person be doing drugs in a laptop and not be arrested and do the things that he's done regarding prostitution and drugs? No, but you vote Democrat. And if you're willing to vote for Democrats and do their bidding and bring voters to them, they'll look and pretend that you haven't done anything. And so it's sad, but that is the truth of the circumstances. They never have to pay for the things that they do. Yeah, it's discouraging to those.
You know what? It's gonna be an awakening here in a couple of months with those midterms coming around. It's gonna be another awakening. They've already said, or not them, but other people have already said. Other news outlets have already gone on record to say that the Democrats, they need to figure out another way to get more people involved on their side. The only people that are really on their side are the people that don't really have anything, because they know that. The Democratic leaders, they're quick to give handouts. But the smarter Democrats, the college educated, the older Democrats, and especially the black Democrats, that are college educated, or I mean even college educated, but just the ones that are, they're good for themselves, good jobs, not the ones on any type of aid or whatnot. Those people are starting to wake up. And they're like, look, and Joe hasn't done anything. And like I said, I think he was pressured into getting Kamala Harris. She wasn't my first pick. I forgot the other lady's name, but he should have went with her. I don't know why you're going to go with someone who a few months earlier, not even a few months, but it was a few months earlier during the primaries, called you racist, dead to your face, like you weren't even 5 feet from the woman. And then now you're going to turn around and make her, she's like the laughingstock of their turn. Like, look, he needs a good third year. To save anything, because like I said, the governor in Florida, he's coming, and like I said, there's going to be some changes, but I don't know. Let's get back into this clip and close it out.
So us who pay our taxes, honestly, it really is. Candace Owens, appreciate your clarity as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to support.
All right, so that's the end of the video. So anyways, that's just pretty much my thoughts of it. Just with Al Sharpton. Like I said, if you just rewind it 2 years, just go back 2 years. Just the whole conversation was just all about just Donald Trump was like the Antichrist. And you know what? I wasn't a big fan. I mean, I grew up, rappers used to hang out with this man, athletes. He was around these people for a reason. They loved him. So, I mean, and his name was name dropped in tons of rap songs. They even E40 made a song about Donald Trump. Trump Change. Go look it up. I'm pretty sure he may have some things to say about different races, not in public. I'm sure he says that in private somewhere, but he has African Americans working for him. He has women working for him. So I think when you step away from it, I just think the only thing that he did wrong was just he just abused the office, and but again, just trying to stay in the office illegally, try to overturn it. That's the problem that I have. But if you take that away from everything and just look at his whole 4 years as a whole, I mean, you got to kind of think what's going on. Like if you take that away, it's his attitude and how the way he went about things in the office, not traditional. That's what I had a problem with. I think if he would have just done things by the book, he would have had the second term. Probably would have went down as one of the either top 5, top 10 presidents of all time. It was there for him. The man got 74 million votes, and like I said, that when the whole thing started, I said the only person that would keep Donald Trump out of a second term is Donald Trump, and that's exactly what happened. But going back to this. With Candace Owens, what she was saying, the Democrats need to come up with something. I mean, all I'm seeing is Joe Biden is doing is make sure he's checking every box. So we're going to have a woman here. I don't see him appointing any males. I mean, it's either a woman of color or a woman. I'm like, I don't know this whole thing. And I think what's going on right now, they're just trying to flip everything where there used to be a man, now there's going to be a woman. I'm into the belief that you bring the best person on for the job, man or woman. I don't care who you are, what color you are, man or woman. But like I said, what happens when you start making decisions, putting people in power off decisions based off of gender and race, you have situations like Kamala Harris, who has no right to be in that office, who shouldn't be there. And if she even decides to try to run for president, she won't even make it out the primaries. So, like I said, the other lady, and I'm sorry, I wish I knew her name, I think would have been a way better choice. But from what I'm understanding. But anyways, that's my view. I say if you're a Democrat and if you're on the fence about a lot of things that the Democrats have done, just go ahead and continue, do your investigation, do your research, reach out to your local representation, talk to them, voice your opinions, voice your frustrations. Like I said, again, use that power to vote and see if we can get some changes done. Hopefully, again, the pandemic messed a lot of things up, but looks like we're coming out of the pandemic. But again, like I said before, year 3 for the Biden term, hopefully that pandemic is a thing in the past that he could actually focus on some things. So we're going to see. So he's going to have to finish strong. He's going to have a strong 3rd year, finish out these next 2 years if he wants to run again. I personally don't know. I'm on the fence about that, him running again, but I don't know. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to probably do more political commentary. I've been up and down trying to figure out what I want to do. But I think I do want to get more world events, more political, get my commentary on that. I will still do entertainment, but we're going to talk about it more. Thank you for watching, people, and I will see you on the next video. So long, everybody.